13 Action News, Good Morning Las Vegas.
Right now in Good Morning Las Vegas, hundreds of thousands of federal employees waking up this morning not knowing when they'll be able to go back to their jobs after the government goes into a partial shutdown overnight. A new effort to study car crashes and injuries, the grant that's helping Nevada researchers find answers after a very deadly year on the roads. Plus, the unusually warm weather attracting bees, the problem that's getting out of hand in one part of the valley. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Tom George.
And I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. And that mild weather you just spoke of continues.
Yeah.
Nice weather today. A really gorgeous day.
A nice day, a new set. Look at this.
I know.
I know it launched during the week, but this is our first time anchoring on it, so
we have space.
We have so much space.
Gorgeous.
Look at all this breathing room right here. Gorgeous day
I know.
coming up. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so let's get to it. Let's show you the weather. Tell you what you can expect as you head through your Saturday. A really beautiful day. A beautiful start to what will be a beautiful day. Here's a look at the current conditions around the valley. Centennial Hills right now 48 degrees under a clear sky. You may see a cloud or two as we head through the day today. For example, Summerlin reporting a cloud right now. Not a big deal. They're not going to bring us any wet weather. We're staying dry for the day. Current conditions at McCarran International Airport 44 degrees. Again, reporting a cloud or two. High level clouds, not a big deal. Won't bring us any wet weather yet. Winter is here. 2018. The sun will come up at 6:48 this morning, setting later on this afternoon at 4:31. And here's a look at your whole day planned for you. It is winter today, the first full day of winter. Winter solstice was yesterday. 53 degrees expected as we head into the 9 a.m. hour. Again, maybe a cloud as we move into 1 o'clock, 62 degrees at that time. Staying mild for the overnight, about 59 degrees as we move into the 5 o'clock hour, and we'll fall into the 40s. Then we're going to bump back up tomorrow. Then we'll fall again, then we'll bump back up. I've got a really awesome looking 7-day forecast for you, including Christmas. That's all coming up within the hour. Tom?
Sounds good. Thanks, Gina. Well, breaking overnight, a shooting at the Boulevard Mall sends 4 people to the hospital. They are all expected to survive. This all happened around 1 o'clock this morning at an after-hours party. Right now, police tell us there is no suspect in custody. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. And this is a live look at Washington, D.C. right now, where in just a few hours, lawmakers will be back at work trying to find some way to get the government back open again. But Congress already passed a budget bill on Thursday. ABC's Maggie Rulli explains why President Trump is refusing to sign it.
Despite a last-minute scramble by Congress, the clock strikes midnight and still no deal.
The Senate stands adjourned until noon tomorrow.
The government shut down, leaving hundreds of thousands of workers in limbo just days before Christmas. And now everyone's passing the blame. The president, who recently said this,
I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it.
Is now making an abrupt about-face.
We need the Democrats to give us their votes. Call it a Democrat shutdown, call it whatever you want.
The two sides were unable to find a common ground, with the president standing firm, demanding $5 billion to build his border wall.
We're totally prepared for a very long shutdown, and this is our only chance that we'll ever have.
But Democrats are not budging either.
You're not getting the wall today, next week, or on January 3rd when Democrats take control of the House.
It was just 3 days ago that the president seemed ready to let go of the wall, but then came a revolt from the right.
It looks like a lot of people's worst fears may be realized.
It is becoming clearer and clearer that all we're getting is words, words, words.
The president was listening and changed course.
Let's face it, I mean, we have 2 talk radio show hosts who basically, influence the president, and we're in a shutdown mode. It's just, I mean, that's tyranny, isn't it?
The House and the Senate will both be back at noon today, and lawmakers say they want to get this shutdown over with as soon as possible because, remember, many senators had to come back from their holiday vacations to vote, and the president has said he plans to stay in D.C. instead of going to Mar-a-Lago until this shutdown is over. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
And our own Senator Catherine Cortez Masto is responding to the shutdown, saying she won't take her own salary until the government can find a solution. She sent out this tweet just a few hours ago saying, quote, I cannot take a salary during a government shutdown knowing that so many federal workers in Nevada and across the country will go without pay. I'll be donating my salary to a Nevada charity for every day of the Trump shutdown. And we've been getting several calls into our station asking, how does this affect me? Well, first of all, if you rely on Social Security checks, you will still get those. And the same goes with Medicare and Medicaid. People can still get food stamps as long as some carryover money is still available. And really important this time of year, the U.S. Postal Service is an independent agency and it will not be impacted by the shutdown for those holiday gifts. And you and your loved ones will also be able to travel because air traffic controllers and TSA officials will still remain on the job. But national parks such as Red Rock Conservation Area or Lake Mead could close or maybe stay open with limited services. It's all still up in the air right now, but we do know that the visitor center will be closed at Red Rock. Well, groundbreaking research like never before. UNLV's School of Medicine just received a massive multi-year grant to study car crashes and injuries. The early results even surprising researchers. 13 investigative reporter Joe Bartels found out the grant comes as Las Vegas has seen a very deadly year out on the roads.
There is another roadside memorial here at Blue Diamond and Lindell, another sign of a life lost on the roads here. But there is new research that's trying to get to the heart of the causes for injuries and deaths like never before.
They're the lights you don't want to see around the holidays, and Las Vegas police have been blunt about their stance on deadly crashes.
Unfortunately, because of the selfish acts of another person, a family is going to be celebrating these holidays with one empty chair at the table.
It's a life changer.
Dr. Deborah Cools, a trauma surgeon at UMC, is heading up research going beyond the scene of a crash, all in the name of prevention.
We then follow the patients into the hospital, into any of the 4 trauma centers in Nevada. So this is a Nevada-wide grant.
The $1.1 million grant helps researchers understand the common causes of crashes and related injuries. And researchers are surprised during a 12-year data set. An alarming 63% of bicycle riding trauma patients were not wearing helmets.
Oftentimes they don't realize that what they think is a small behavior really puts themselves at risk.
The early research also shows the enormous economic crash cost. Patients who survived crashes after running off the roadway suffered $23,000 more in hospital expenses for their injuries.
If we look at children who are restrained in automobiles, a huge percentage of them are not properly restrained.
Dr. Cool says the goal is prevention, and it comes down to finding the common preventable scenarios and reinforcing education.
Things that we look at as being really small behavioral changes, but literally can make the difference between life and death.
Joe Bartels, 13 Action News.
Homicide detectives are investigating a body that was found near Flamingo and Sandhill. Metro says the man's body was discovered with several stab wounds early yesterday morning. Police are urging anyone with information to please come forward. And in California, multiple robbery suspects have been detained after an hours-long high-speed chase through East Hollywood. Police say at least 4 suspects allegedly robbed a watch repair business in Old Town Pasadena and then led officers on a dangerous pursuit on freeways and surface streets, driving on the wrong side of the road and blowing through red lights you see there. Thankfully, no one was hit. Eventually, the suspects stopped the car and then ran away, jumping from yard to yard in the middle of a neighborhood. Police say at least one of these suspects was armed. They were last seen hiding under a carport while authorities closed in on them. Well, a Northwest Valley neighborhood with a bee problem so bad even the beekeeper said it's one of his worst cases. Now, this is near Rainbow and Farm, where a lot of people keep horses, roosters, and other farm animals. The bees are so aggressive, they've had to move their animals away to safety.
Be aware, if you see bees, have a specialist come out and check them out, make sure they're not these African bees, because they are very dangerous to anybody.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with those bees. And a reminder, if you are having problems with bees, don't take any chances by trying to handle it yourself. Not a good idea. Instead, you should call the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Bee Hotline right away. That number is right there on your screen. Well, now to a disturbing find in Southern California. Officials saying someone dumped hundreds of prescription pills all over Huntington Beach Park, causing several birds to overdose.
I don't know if it was kids playing a prank or somebody just littered these pills, and she said they were heart pills, anxiety pills, antidepressants, and it just looked like confetti all over the ground, and that the birds, they think it's grain or whatever, and they just started eating it.
Wow, and 2 geese were saved, but it's not clear how many other animals might have fallen sick or died. Well, caught on camera, police surrounding the National Christmas tree in Washington, D.C. after they say a man tried to climb up to the top. Police even sent in negotiators and were told the man eventually came down on his own. No word why he went up there in the first place, but we are told he's been undergoing a psychological evaluation. Good morning, everyone. Well, coming up, our 13 days and nights of giving has come to an end, and all the recipients are finally getting their hands on their gifts.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, and if you are dreaming of a wet Christmas, I have your forecast. Full details for Christmas in the next 7 days, all coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Well, AAA is offering its free Tipsy Toe service for Christmas, even if you're not a AAA member. So here's the number there on your screen. The service starts at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and it runs until 6 in the morning on Christmas Day. You'll get a free ride home and a tow for your vehicle up to 10 miles. Well, more than 300,000 people are expected to visit Las Vegas for America's Party. The Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Authority releasing their 2019 estimates yesterday. They say those visitors are expected to spend more than $240 million in town. And let's ring in 2019 together. Join us for 13 New Year's countdown starting at 11 p.m. December 31st. Anchors Todd Quinones and Trisha Keene will be broadcasting live from the Strip. We'll also have crews set up all over the valley. And Chopper 13 will have the best view of the fireworks show.
Always fun. Always awesome.
Always fun. You know, it's and it's nice to be able to watch it on TV and not have to deal with the stress of heading out to the Strip. It's going to be crowds, traffic, bah humbug.
I know. Such Grinches.
Yeah.
And then we may have some Grinchy people on Christmas too, because the forecast is wet and windy.
Some people are dreaming of a wet Christmas.
Well, here we go. Then I've got your forecast.
Their dreams came true. Yes.
Yeah. Dreamweaver right here. All right, here's a live look outside from our Stratosphere camera. And right now, it's a nice start to what will be a really nice day. Here's a look at your planner as we head throughout the day today. Wind, not a problem. Rain, not a problem. Not even clouds a problem. Very simple, very easy forecast. Calm conditions expected at 9 a.m., maybe a cloud. As we move into the 1 o'clock hour, a lot of sunshine. Wind out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour. Not a big deal. 62 degrees at that time. So it's going to be a warm day today too. As we head into the 5 o'clock hour, sun sets around 4:30. So a lot of stars out there, 59 degrees. As you move into 9 o'clock, staying in the 50s. It's going to be mild overnight. 51 degrees expected at 9 o'clock with a very light breeze. Here's a look at the forecast highs around the region today. Summerlin expecting a high temperature of 59 degrees. Red Rock, same deal, 59 degrees. Rhodes Ranch, 62 for your high temperature. Southern Highlands, 61 degrees. Centennial Hills, 62 degrees for you. At McCarran, 64 degrees for a high temperature today. Boulder City, 63 degrees. And Henderson, there it is right there, 67 for a high temperature for your Saturday. Now, here's a look at the futurecast, and it's pretty interesting. As we move through the day today, starting off at Saturday, 8 a.m. There are a few clouds around. High-level clouds, not a big deal, not bringing us any wet weather today. As we move through the overnight, same thing. As we continue moving through Sunday, same sort of thing. No major changes for the weekend. The weekend will be really easy, really nice, really beautiful. Then as we head through the upcoming week, we're going to see some big changes. Here's a look at the satellite radar right now. A few clouds just sliding through, not a big deal, very easy. Then as we head through Christmas Day, here's where the big changes happen. It'll be Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. There is rain in the forecast, 8 a.m. with a strong wind. Wind out of the northwest expected to be 15 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. As we move into the noon hour, mid-50s with rain continuing, and it looks like by the evening the rain will start to break up. So that's your Christmas forecast. Here's a look at your weekend forecast. A lot of sunshine and mild. As we move into Christmas Eve, the rain will start. As we move into Christmas Day, the rain and the wind will be here. Then as we move through Wednesday, the wet weather moves out, but the wind sticks around. High temperature on Wednesday, mid-50s. As we move through Thursday and Friday, everything clears out and cools down. Tom?
All right, thanks, Gina. Well, a big party at City National Arena for recipients of our 13 Days and Nights of Giving. Yesterday, there were a lot of tears and a lot of hugs as our viewers who were nominated got to receive their gifts. Now, these are everyday people doing extraordinary things, and they were honored for just that, with presents and a beautiful lunch. And be sure to tune into our 13 Days and Nights special. It's airing next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. We'll be looking back at their inspiring stories. 13 Days and Nights of Giving is sponsored by the Vegas Golden Knights Foundation, Subaru of Las Vegas, and America First Credit Union. Well, we want all of our students to succeed, but the #1 way to make that happen is parent engagement. Well, now a program from CCSD is raising the bar by helping more parents plug in. The FACES program stands for Family and Community Engagement Services. It offers more than 100 different free classes at several different locations.
ultimate goal is to increase student achievement, but at the same time, really helping with families with their stability and the greatness that goes on at home.
A good idea there, and we have more information on how you can take one of these classes. It's all there for you on our website at ktnv.com. And we need your help to raise the bar on education. If you have a story idea, just send an email to raisingthebar@ktnv.com and be sure to include your name and your phone number. Well, straight ahead, trouble at a local pet store. Darcy Spears exposes a furry gift that comes with caution. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Saturday morning. Stay with us. Welcome back. Well, there's nothing like a puppy to brighten someone's day, right? And a new furry friend is a popular holiday gift, but be careful where you get them. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears has a word of caution about the hidden risk of getting a puppy from a pet store.
Questions are being raised after the Humane Society released undercover video they shot at the Petland store near Summerlin. The Humane Society had members of their organization get jobs there and at a store in another state to document conditions they've been trying to expose for years.
It has a problem actually. It's got like a hole in its throat.
Why?
I don't know. I just got back from the vet. It's not a hole you can see, but it's inside its mouth. Oh, I want to cry. I can't even look at it.
You think it's getting better?
It was born with a hole in its throat.
Oh.
He's gonna just die one day. We're waiting for it to just...
We're just waiting for it to die?
I think so. Or we're figuring out where we're gonna send him. I think we're sending him back to the breeders that bred him.
That video was shot in November at Petland in the Boca Park Shopping Center on Charleston and Rampart. The Humane Society claims the store is just waiting for the Maltese puppy to die and that people need to know the truth about those doggies in the window. Since 2006,
we've received over 1,200 complaints from consumers who have purchased sick and in sometimes case dying puppies from Petland.
Heather Carpenter is the Humane Society's Western Region Director. The animal welfare organization offers this video as proof that there's a problem when pets are sold for profit.
I want to know that dog that has the hole in its throat that you're thinking about sending back.
We have to send it back. Yeah, I think we already have a Barry did a credit for it, and they expect it back.
But Boca Park Petland store owner Jeff Fawcett says not so fast.
My reaction is it's a total fabrication of the events.
Jeff says the Humane Society is trying to make it look like Petland was warehousing a dog until it died.
That's never happened here. That's not what we're about.
There are a few simple facts he wants to make clear.
This was not a dog that, one, was in our kennel for weeks. It was at the vet for weeks. It had a birth defect and it went back. It wasn't going to die.
According to Jeff, after Petland sent the puppy out for medical care due to a respiratory infection, the veterinarian discovered the dog's air passage was too narrow. Jeff says he would never sell a puppy with that condition, and surgery would cost several $1,000s. So he sent the dog back to the breeder.
He rehomes those dogs when he gets them. He doesn't destroy them. He's got plenty of rehoming opportunities where he's at. So whether we rehome it or he rehomes it is academic.
So what about the thousands of other complaints the Humane Society points to at Petland locations across the country?
We sell 1,600 puppies a year, and very few of those, maybe 1 or 2%, have illnesses and have mortality is even lower than that.
Animal Control investigated the Maltese puppy on November 19th. Their report states no violations observed regarding failure to provide medical, but Metro tells us their animal cruelty unit does have an open investigation regarding that puppy.
Here's a good one right here. Let's do this.
Veterinary experts say far too many pet store puppies get sick because they often come from puppy mills, large commercial breeders concentrated in the Midwest that are infamous for inhumane conditions. Industry medical professionals say illness spreads when puppies are transported from the breeders, and even if a vet clears a dog when it arrives, many conditions are still incubating, so symptoms may not show up for days or even weeks.
If they can't find their new best friend at the shelter or with one of the rescue groups, that they do their research to find a responsible breeder. And part of that would be knowing where the puppy came from, where he was born and raised.
For any dog or cat purchased from a pet store, before the sale is complete, Nevada law requires the store to disclose the name and address of the breeder and any other dealer who may be involved. We've posted your pet store bill of rights at ktnv.com, as well as links to local shelters. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
Good morning, Las Vegas. Well, still ahead this morning, the Raiders are coming up with a plan for where they'll play next year. The city of Oakland suing the team, and now they have their sights set on a new field for 2019. And UNLV making some changes when it comes to tickets, how a recent survey could change your options to see some Rebel football.
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Right now on Good Morning Las Vegas, squatter caused fires, a growing problem in the valley, why officials say they're having a hard time stopping them. And a valley woman is on a mission to reunite a dying veteran with his dog. Plus, last-minute deals where you can score some big bargains as you finish up your holiday shopping. Good Morning Las Vegas, I'm Tom George, but first we want to kick things off with 13 First Alert meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. But first we have some video right now of people across the country getting ready to fly home for the holidays. And for some of them, that journey actually started yesterday. Nearly 400 flights were canceled, over 8,000 delayed after storms hit the East Coast. At one point, there was actually a ground stop between all three of New York's airports. Some people forced to walk the final trek between JFK and LaGuardia when the shuttle shut down. And in Seattle, high winds whipping up ocean waters, sending it flying over a seawall. So now we want to get things started with 13 First Alert meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. I was just so excited to hear what you had to say about Christmas weather. I just couldn't help myself.
I know, I understand, and it's all right. We saw that video of all of the weather happening elsewhere. Today, we have a gorgeous day right here. Here's a look at your planner throughout the day today. Calm conditions at 9 a.m., maybe a cloud or two, 53 degrees at that time. As we head through the noon hour, a whole lot of sunshine, not a big deal, 60 degrees. Moving through 3 o'clock, 63 degrees, a light wind out of the northeast, and as we move through the evening, a whole lot of stars for you, 57 degrees as we move into the evening hours. Current temperatures, most of us in the 40s with a few 30s showing up here. Mount Charleston 32 degrees, Lee Canyon just 26 degrees this morning. Don't let the cool weather this morning fool you though. We're going to warm up and be pretty mild today. 44 degrees at McCarran right now, Southern Highlands same thing, and as we head into Centennial Hills, 45 degrees, and Boulder City 41. So here's a look at what you can expect today, tonight, your forecast. Lots of sunshine. It will be a gorgeous day. Laughlin's high temperature 70 degrees, Pahrump 62 degrees, Prim expecting a high of 61 degrees. Elsewhere, we are all going to hover around the 60-degree mark. And then I have your Christmas forecast, which changes. I have that all coming up a little later. Tom?
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Gina. Well, now to London, where police say 2 people have been arrested for suspected criminal use of drones at Gatwick Airport. Police did not release any details on the suspects, and the 2 have not been charged. Tens of thousands of travelers were stranded or delayed on Thursday after the drone scare shut the airport down. Now, those flights resumed yesterday. Well, it's a problem that's keeping police and Las Vegas Fire and Rescue busy. Squatters touching off major fires, especially in downtown Las Vegas. Well, this morning, a one-on-one with the department and how a lot of times their hands are tied. 13 investigative reporter Joe Bartels shows you why it keeps on happening.
The old El Cid Hotel here on the corner of 6th and Bridger is all boarded up. Firefighters have already been here 3 times this month, as recently as Monday. And police say no matter how many times this old property is boarded up, squatters seem to keep breaking back in.
It's a perennial problem, especially in the heart of downtown Las Vegas.
The one that we had downtown off of Bridger, that we've been to that building at least 3 or 4 times.
Vacant buildings like this old motel have become havens for fires.
The city is working with the owners of the property. The owners really try hard.
Fire officials say squatters overrun some properties and start fires.
Oh, backdraft.
Copy, Delta Division.
And others, like this vacant car dealership on Fremont and Bruce, go up in flames, the cause not yet known.
I want you guys outside.
But it's a constant battle to put out the fires while holding property owners responsible for securing the vacant buildings.
This is a real concern for us that upwards of 50 people continually break into this building
and are living in there. We are working to hold this owner accountable.
Take the old El Cid Hotel, for example. Records show the property owner, San Francisco-based Good Earth Enterprises, has faced repeated liens from the city of Las Vegas for years, dating back to at least 2001, for cleaning up and securing the property. Since then, the building has caught fire repeatedly.
A lot of people will call us and say, why aren't you doing this and why aren't you doing that? As far as the fire department is concerned, we go there, we put the fire out. We usually secure the building.
Another fire-prone example, 232 South 7th Street. It's next door to the El Cid Hotel. Good Earth Enterprises also owns this space. That building caught fire, prompting a big second alarm response just 2 weeks ago.
As the crews were arriving on scene, they said they could see squatters exiting the building. One actually dove out of a second-story window and sustained a serious head injury when they hit the sidewalk.
We contacted Good Earth Enterprises. They say they've done everything within the letter of the law, but squatters, even pimps and prostitutes, have broken in and fires have broken out. They are working with the city to secure the building once again. The owner plans to sell the El Cid Hotel property or go in on a joint venture if the price is right. In the meantime, the building will sit, burned out, and on the city's radar. Joe Bartels, 13 Action News.
Well, this morning we're learning Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was in the hospital again to have surgery to remove 2 cancerous nodules on her lungs. The 85-year-old had the procedure done yesterday. A spokesperson says there's no evidence of any remaining disease. This comes just a month after Ginsburg fractured 3 ribs, and this is not the first time she's been treated for cancer. Definitely hope she's doing okay. Well, developing right now, the Raiders may be playing at San Francisco's AT&T Park next year. That's according to multiple reports. The stadium is home to the San Francisco Giants. The Raiders had hoped to stay in Oakland ahead of their planned 2020 move here to Las Vegas, but a lawsuit from the city of Oakland has put all that in doubt. Monday night's game against the Denver Broncos could very well be the Raiders' final game in Oakland. Well, UNLV is reportedly evaluating ticket prices as the Rebels prepare to move into their brand new Las Vegas stadium. According to the Las Vegas Sun, the school is sending a survey to season ticket holders and members of the Rebel Athletic Fund. They'll be asking for feedback on pricing and benefits. Rebel football is often one of the best sports bargains in town. Season ticket packages start at less than $100 for 6 games. Well, a Valley woman on a mission to reunite a dying veteran with his constant companion. The vet's dog Murphy disappeared when his owner was suddenly hospitalized. 13 Action News anchor Carla Wade shows you the extraordinary effort she's gone through just to try and help her neighbor.
He's very ill, and this will make him whole again. In the last weeks of his life, want to bring Murphy home.
This is Murphy, a 2-year-old Belgian Malinois, weighing around 60 pounds. And this is the man missing Murphy. A lot of people don't even know their next-door neighbor, but Jackie Scaturo and her daughter were at their neighbor's bedside as he spent 5 days on life support and was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
We just became really close. Really, he's a very good man.
Mr. Morris, as Jackie calls him in her Facebook posts, left Murphy at home, but somehow he got loose while his son was taking care of him. That was 2 weeks ago. Since then, Jackie, who works as a pet groomer, has been determined to track Murphy down.
I've posted on every lost and found dog Facebook pages, Craigslist, Paw Boost, Nextdoor app.
She put up flyers like this one all over their Centennial Hills neighborhood. Murphy is microchipped, and Jackie believes someone likely took him home.
He is a very kind animal, very kind, and I think anybody that sees him would want him, to be honest.
But she's hoping that during this season of giving, that someone might consider there's someone else who needs Murphy more than they do.
Bringing Murphy back to him will light up his life. It'll make him happy.
Carla Wade, 13 Action News.
Well, Christmas is just days away, but last-minute shoppers don't need to worry. Many stores around the valley are preparing for the big rush this weekend with some doorbuster deals. Kohl's, JCPenney, and Walmart will all begin staying open around the clock. And the best part is they're slicing their prices in half, which is good news for bargain shoppers.
For me, I'm not doing a lot of Christmas shopping this year. I'm always looking for bargains and things on clearance.
Yeah, good to score those deals. And for a complete list of stores that'll stay open late, head on over to our website at ktnv.com. Well, the World Series of Poker is adding some special events for its 50th edition next year, and that includes a $500 buy-in rake-free event with a guaranteed prize pool of $5 million. The tournament will run through May 28th until July 16th over at the Rio. The main event kicks off on July 3rd. Good morning, everyone. Well, coming up, experts say older family members may need a financial caregiver. Why right now is the best time to talk about it and to come up with a plan. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on your Saturday morning. Stay with us. Welcome back. Well, many of us spend time with older family members during the holidays, and you might want to talk with them about money. They might require a financial caregiver, someone who will pay for their bills, their taxes, and make investments and savings decisions. The first step is to just have that conversation. Then experts say make sure your loved one's wishes are in writing. Third, whoever's chosen to manage the finances needs to obtain power of attorney so that they're legally able to make those financial decisions.
So I think if you do the work up front, it makes things a lot easier, knowing that you're really not giving up control. You're just, when the time comes that you need this assistance, you've got the right people in the right place in the bus to take these steps and do these steps the way you would want them done.
Now, experts say it's also helpful to have someone outside the family mediate a conversation or even oversee your finances altogether. Well, more than 164,000 pounds of ground turkey is being recalled. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says Jenny O is concerned more of their products have been contaminated with salmonella. The recall comes after the CDC reported 52 new cases of illness associated with that outbreak. The recalled products were produced in Minnesota October 22nd and 23rd. They're marked with the number P579. Well, straight ahead and a new hangover cure just in time for New Year's Eve, the product from the makers of Pedialyte.
I am meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. I am watching a storm. Here it is, right there, and it's headed our way. I will let you know when it gets here, all coming up after the break. Now trending, just in time for the holidays, Pedialyte is offering adults a hangover cure. Pedialyte is a supplemental drink for children, but it has become an apparent hangover remedy for some people. The company told ABC News they are now making a new product just for adults. It's a fizzy drink called Sparkling Rush Powder. It comes in small packs and contains essential minerals. That is a stocking stuffer right there.
Yeah. No, like they don't even need to change the name. I mean, no shame in their game. If you're already using Pedialyte, just call it Pedialyte. I feel like a lot of our viewers that may be having a late night at 5:46 in the morning might need that in their stocking this Christmas.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, former President Barack Obama is bringing some Christmas cheer to children at a D.C. hospital. Check this out. Decked out in the Santa hat, he delivered the presents. One little girl was completely stunned when he walked into her room. He told another patient, look, oh, so cute. Well, he told another patient, wherever the people you love are, that's where Christmas is.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy. During his presidency, he and former First Lady Michelle Obama visited that hospital a number of times.
He was dancing. Did you see that? Those moves?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had moves like that.
Yeah. The more you know.
I know. Right. Pretty great.
Yeah. Well, despite the government shutdown, families can enjoy this popular holiday tradition, the NORAD Santa Tracker.
Oh, yes.
The more than 1,500 volunteers work on the project at the North American Aerospace Defense Command, helping kids keep an eye on Santa's journey across the world for the past 63 years.
I will be doing that.
Absolutely. You know, it's great, even though we have the shutdown. I mean, you know, talk about essential services. That is an essential service right there for Christmas. We need to know where Santa is at all times.
Yes, we do, and we will.
And we will. And so what's the forecast looking like for Christmas?
Well, if you like rain, then it's your thing. This is your Christmas. If you don't like rain and you don't like wind, I am so sorry, this is not your year. Instead of talking about that just yet, let's get through today. That will be a really nice day. We have some clouds out there reported right now. 44 degrees is the current temperature. Clouds kind of moving through as we head throughout the day today, but they're not going to be a big deal. A whole lot of sunshine through those clouds. As we move through the morning hours, 9 a.m., 53 degrees and calm. Moving through the afternoon, 62 degrees at at 1 o'clock, hitting our high temperature around 233, and that will be about 63 degrees for a high today, which is warm for this time of year. We should only be in the mid-50s, and we'll eventually fall to the mid-50s as we head through the 5 o'clock hour, again with a whole lot of sunshine during the day and a lot of stars at night. As we move through the 10 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock hour, 51 degrees at that time, a light breeze out of the southwest. Not a big deal. So as I mentioned, high temperature today happening around 2:30, 3 o'clock, 64 degrees, maybe a cloud, probably not. Here are a lot of moisture. Here is a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and it's pushing well off to our east. That's why I'm not expecting a whole lot of clouds today. You may see just a few out ahead of the storm that will move through on Christmas. There it is there, a really well-defined area of low pressure. So cool to watch swirl. It will continue to move toward us as we head through the next couple of days together. So here is the futurecast. It gets going here today. Not a big deal, just a few clouds. As we move through tomorrow, again, not a big deal, just a few clouds. Sunday will repeat today. Even Monday will be a repeat of the weekend. Nice weather. Then as we head through Tuesday, here it is, Tuesday morning, the storm starts to move in. Mountains will see snow. The valley will see rain. I'm pretty sure almost all of us will see some rain as we head through our Tuesday. Tuesday happens to be Christmas Eve. Yes, it will be a wet one, and it will be windy. You can't see the wind on this map, but trust me, it's going to get windy not only on Tuesday, but also on Wednesday as this storm moves through, bringing a cold front, and a cold front is the leading edge of colder air. So wait till you see how cool it's going to get. Before tonight, let's bring it back. As you head through the night tonight, 5 o'clock, 57 degrees. 6 o'clock, still in the 50s. 7 o'clock, still in the 50s too. But again, a whole lot of clear sky out there. A whole lot of stars for you. 51 degrees in the 7 o'clock hour. As we head through 8 o'clock, maybe a cloud. 48 degrees at that time. So here it is, those clouds moving out, maybe a few clouds moving through, and that storm that's getting ready to move through on Tuesday, still well off in the Pacific Ocean, but it will be approaching as we move through the next couple of days. So here's a look at your 7-day planner. The weekend looks nice. Even continues into Monday. Calm, dry conditions. Then Tuesday hits, rain and wind, high temperature on Tuesday, just 56 degrees. Moving into Wednesday, windy, 56 degrees and dry on Wednesday. Then check this out. By the end of the work week, we are down to the low 50s for high temperatures and into the 30s for overnight lows. Tom?
All right, well, straight ahead, where do all your purchased items go after you return them? When we come back, we're learning all about the business of returned products. Stay with us. All right, well, still not even Christmas yet, but some people are already returning some of those holiday gifts. And it turns out all those returns make up a business of its own. Chris Welch takes us inside this hidden world.
Think of this as the warehouse of misfit toys.
How about Jurassic Park dinosaur?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the box has seen better days, but the toy itself looks okay.
Right.
Okay. And misfit computers, appliances, speakers, and, well, you name it. Everything in here is a return, sent back to the store or website it came from.
The inventory that we tend to see is inventory that is damaged in shipping or has been opened by the consumer and therefore cannot be put back on the shelf.
Brian Johnson is Senior Vice President of Liquidity Services. It's a company that takes returns retailers don't want to deal with.
You look around here, I mean, it's no joke. Returns has got to be a big business.
It's huge. It's huge. You figure about 10% of the returns from a brick and mortar retailer are going to be returned. It's even higher if it's e-commerce.
Their clients include the top 5 largest big box stores in the U.S. and about half of the biggest online retailers. That means that of the estimated $1 trillion spent this holiday season, $100 billion of that will be returned. And that's where companies like this come in. They'll sort the items, and if it's in resellable condition, they'll prepare it to be sold on one of their 2 websites. But if there's damage...
This is our refurbishment room. So we have consumer electronics that warrant us to go through and add value to them. And so we test, and then eventually we'll repair that product if necessary so that we have the opportunity to sell that straight back to the consumer. Typically the consumer can get that for 60% of retail.
So who's buying all these opened products?
We get a couple pallets every now and then and have a garage sale.
Well, people like Nevin Farrell, a teacher who sells discounted items on eBay for a second income.
A lot of people have gotten into it and you just kind of got to know, you got to find your niche.
His niche? Beauty products. And Farrell says his rate of return is sometimes 90%. So the next time you return something, whatever it is,
Is there a big resale market for toilet paper?
Toilet paper and consumables in general, baby diapers, are actually very liquid to sell.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It could end up in a bin just like this, going to someone for much, much less. Reporting in Garland, Texas, I'm Chris Welch.
Time now 5:56. We got another full hour of news coming up in just a few minutes. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this Saturday morning.